Okay, we're ready to get started. Hi, and welcome to CME and First Dragon's January webinar. My name is Susan Campbell, and I want to welcome our current Dragon Medical Practice users and any potential Dragon Medical users that have joined us today. During this webinar, we want to give you an overview of the Powermic and Olympus 7000 and some helpful hints to make your workflow more productive while using Dragon Medical. We are going to talk briefly about the Dragon Medical Practice 2 upgrade and the CME solution. For the webinar, all attendees are muted. However, you can ask questions during the webinar using the question box, and we will have a question and answer session at the end of the call. Just a little bit about us. We are Computers Made Effective, and our website is firstdragon.com. We have been in business for almost 18 years and are elite partners with Nuance. We have a strong team of speech recognition experts and are dedicated to giving the best service we can deliver. We are based in Tampa, Florida. However, we have clients nationwide and travel to deliver services and training. And all of our services we offer, including training and support, can be delivered online. On our call today, we have Bonnie Saxman, our Director of Sales and Business Development, Josh Collins, our Director of IT, Rex Lewis, our Dragon training and technical expert, and Bonnie will give you a brief overview of the CME solution. Josh will host the overview of the Powermic, and Rex will teach us about the Olympus 7000. Before they begin, I want to give you a few reasons why we want to make sure all of our clients are upgraded to Dragon Medical Practice 2. This first slide we have shows the advantages to upgrading. From Dragon Medical Practice 2, we saw a 20% increase in accuracy, which is extremely good, actually excellent. There are 30 more medical specialties. It fully supports Windows 8.0 and 8.1. We also want to let you know that if you have Dragon Medical 10, that's the oldest version that can be upgraded to Medical Practice 2. So once we go to a new version, if you have Dragon Medical 10, you will not be able to upgrade to the newest version. So it's best to definitely upgrade if you have Medical 10. We want to encourage you to download the current patch that is available. If you have not yet, you can find it in Help and check for updates in the software. We are also offering a $50 off coupon code this month on our website. You can see the code there, 50 off upgrade, to encourage you to upgrade. We also have a download available. And if you prefer immediate download, you can order it and you can have it within 24 hours, but we will also still ship you the disc. So that is it about the upgrade. And at this time, I'm going to introduce Bonnie Saxman.
Hello, everyone. We appreciate you taking time out of your busy schedule to join us today. As Susan mentioned, I kind of oversee the Dragon Medical Sales and Business Development arm of our company. And I apologize in advance. I've developed a little cold, so if you hear a sneezing or a cough, I apologize. So, and just to piggyback off of what Susan said, there are a whole host of features for those of you, and I believe most of you on the call are existing users, existing clients of ours. There are a whole host of reasons for upgrading, and I won't read everything. You can read through the list. But as you know, we have a lot of experience working with you in the past and with your EHR, or if you're undecided on an EHR, we've helped provide you with some possible ideas on EMRs to pursue. And there are some of you that aren't on an EHR, and we've helped you develop some templates in Microsoft Word to use your Dragon Medical software. So if we can offer any other assistance to you, please give us a call. And then also, just to highlight in the red, not only the EHR compatibility, but also, as Susan mentioned, this is the very last version, oldest version, the Medical 10.1 that you can upgrade. And the price of an upgrade is the third of a price of having to purchase new software. So I would highly encourage those of you on this call that are on Medical 10.1 to go ahead and upgrade. Okay, so to move on to our turnkey solution, and most of you already know this since you are existing clients, but we do offer the software. We offer microphones, so if your providers want to use the Powermic, but they also want to use maybe a wireless headset, our trainers can help set up voice profiles for each one of those recording devices. We also have digital recorders for those of you that want to use Dragon in a a different way, where your doctors are recording in digital recorders and then you're uploading them on the back end using their voice profile within the Dragon Medical software. And as you know, we also offer the strictly online, strictly on-site, and then also a combination of preliminary online, on-site, go live for our clients, and then any customization and support. So as I mentioned, my contact information is at the bottom. If there's anything else I can do to assist you, please don't hesitate to contact me. So at this point, I'd like to introduce Josh Collins. He is the director of our IT support and training, and he will start with the Powermic demonstration.
Hello, everyone. Yes, hi. Thanks, Bonnie and Susan, for that. And my name is Joshua Collins, and today I'm going to go over the Powermic 2. So we'll start there with a quick overview. We'll look at installing the microphone as well and configuring it. We'll get into programming the buttons as well. And then Rex is going to talk about the Olympus DS-7000, the digital recorder. He's going to give a brief overview of that and then go through some of the features and the ODMS software that does ship with the digital recorder. Let's go ahead and take a look at the Powermic 2 here. So it is made by Nuance, the same company that manufactures Dragon. So that makes it really the only microphone that is strictly plug and play with Dragon. It's USB 2.0 connection. You really just plug and play. You plug it in. Windows will install the drivers automatically, and Dragon will be able to program it for you as well. It has the buttons on it. All the buttons are customizable. So we'll look at that today, how to go in and configure some of the buttons to set it up for maybe macros or commands. And it also has a built-in mouse as well. So we'll take a look at the mouse there. And the benefit of the Powermic 2 microphone is the flexibility of it as far as programming those buttons. We could have the buttons go between fields for you in your EMR system. So if you do have consecutive fields, you could tap from one field to the next with one of the buttons. Or within the Dragon macros and templates, there's also fields as well that you could navigate back and forth through. So there really is the advantage there with the buttons being able to customize it to really any macro or any Dragon command that's available to you by voice or any other method within Dragon. And I do want to go ahead and take a quick look at the Powermic 2. We have a 360-degree view here. So this is the Powermic. It is corded. It has a USB cable there. As you see here, it's pretty aerodynamic as far as the design goes. It's very easy to hold in your hand there. The red record button here is how you'll turn the microphone on and off. So it's got a big easy record button there to press on and off. Down here you can see the built-in mouse, and it also has a left click and a right click as well. So it's a very nice microphone, really the top microphone for Dragon, the most popular, the easiest to use, and it definitely does increase the adoption rate of Dragon versus starting with a headset or a different kind of microphone that can just be a little cumbersome or troublesome to the user. This is very easy plug and play to get started with it. So it really does help there as far as getting the doctors to use Dragon and enjoy it there. So what I want to do as well here is I want to go ahead and go over the installation for a minute, and we're going to look at how to program the buttons as well. So the Powermic 2 is strictly plug and play. All you need to do is plug it into any USB port on your computer. The first time you plug it in, Dragon's going to go ahead and install it automatically, so it'll pop up the Windows installer where it might just take a few minutes to install it. And then sometimes it might ask you to restart, so don't forget to restart there if it does ask you. But how you can tell if it is installed, let me just show you here. Down here at the bottom right of the taskbar, and every taskbar is going to have this, there's a little speaker icon here. we can right-click on the speaker icon. That's going to give us some options here. We want to choose recording devices. This is going to show us all the microphones that are attached to our computer. So here I have a few internal microphones and a couple of other things there. The Powermic is not plugged in yet, so I'm going to go ahead and plug it in now, and we will see the Powermic 2 pop up there. All right, there we go. So here it says Powermic 2. So this is what you want to look for. Just to ensure that it's installed properly, you should see it here under this recording tab here. It should say microphone and Powermic 2. And you can also right-click on this and just make sure that it is the default device. When you right-click, you have this option set as default device. This one's already a default, but that's what you would do, just to make sure that Dragon's always going to try to use that microphone and your computer is always going to try to use that microphone, and you won't have any issues there. So again, you're just right-clicking on the sound icon and going to recording devices. That's the first step when using the microphone. You want to make sure that Windows has installed it. Now, if it's not here, a couple of troubleshooting tips: just unplug it from one USB port, plug it into another one. That typically will fix the issue, and you also just want to try to restart the computer as well. Go ahead and restart once, and then you should see it pop up there as the Powermic 2. All right, so after you've got that set up, you do have to go ahead and set it up within Dragon. So we're going to go ahead and open up Dragon here. We're going to launch the Dragon Medical Practice Edition. I'm going to quickly show you how easy it is really just to add it on to your profile. So if you have an existing profile within Dragon, you're using a headset or another type of mic, and you want to pick up the Powermic and give it a shot there and try it out, what you would do here, I'll take you from the very beginning. Once you open up Dragon, you would go on the Dragon bar to Profile, and then we want to go to Open User Profile. So Profile, Open User Profile. From here, you're going to see your profiles, and you're going to see the sources. The source is the type of microphone. It's what Dragon is looking for to be attached to your computer when you open up that profile. So here I have a sample profile, John Smith. The source says microphone USB. What we wanted to do is we wanted to say Powermic 2, just like you see under here. So it's really easy. You just have to go to Source here on the right, and you would go to New. So Source, New, that's going to open up the window here, and it's going to ask you what dictation source do you have here. And if the Powermic 2 is plugged in and you want to make sure it's plugged in at this point, it's going to pop up there automatically, Powermic 2. You would click OK, and that would go ahead and launch that source there and open up that Powermic. Once you've got that, then you're going to see it here. You're going to see the option for the Powermic 2. So that's what you want to look for. You want to make sure that source is there. So that's the second step in getting this. So we're going to go ahead and open up Dragon here, and then I'll show you how to program it as well. Out of the box, it comes with some default options, and there will be a card in the box to give you those buttons and those configurations, how it's set up by default. But I'm going to show you how to go in here and set it up to how you would like it. You can customize it there to any macro or any command. So once Dragon is open here, and I went to the background there. Let me open it back up. Here we go. So we're going to go here to Tools. Up on the top, you'll have your Dragon bar. It might be on the bottom, wherever you may have it. You'll have this menu that says Tools. You want to go down here to Options. And here we should see the tab at the bottom right here that says Powermic. Now, if you do not see this tab, that's because adding the source is not correct. So you want to go back and make sure you have the source of a Powermic 2, and that will get you this tab here. So this is really where you program the microphone. You don't need any third-party software like the other microphones that are out there. It's all built into Dragon, and it's all built into your profile. So if you're exporting this profile, moving it to another computer, or if you have roaming users set up and you're going from computer to computer, you're not having to worry about configuring the microphone on each computer. It's always going to follow you around because it's connected right into your profile there. So that's another big benefit of the Powermic. It's all into one. It's all built into one into your profile there. Now these are some of the default options here. And what you can do when you click on these drop-down boxes, you will see that it highlights the button you're looking to program in green. So if you're not sure where you're at, just click on the drop-down box and you'll see, okay, this is for the button over here in green. So right now, for example, this one is going to tab forward. That's a default option, and that's basically just going to tab just like if you were hitting tab on your keyboard. All you have to do to change these is click the drop-down box here. There are a lot of default options that are built into Dragon. As you see here, we have some other options that you can just go through and take a look. But let's say I wanted to reverse this one. Right now it's tabbing forward. You know what? For whatever reason, I want this to tab backwards. So we're going to just change it to tab backwards there. Of course, you would hit apply at the bottom, and then now that button will tab backwards for you. Another option here that a lot of users do like to change is the record button. So out of the box, the microphone is press to talk. You would press it and hold it down to turn the mic on. It's easy to change. You can go here to press to talk. Again, you have all these default options here. Under the dictation option here, you see you have press to talk, which is the current selection. And you also have microphone on and off. So if you just wanted to press the button one time to turn it on, press it again to turn it off, you would go here, choose microphone on and off, and then again click apply, and now it will do that. So it's really just about going in here, taking a look, and just seeing what is available to you there. You might find something that you like. If something is not there, let's say you wanted to do something else, a macro or a command, that's when you would come down here to this user commands. So the user commands is where you can specify a certain macro or command to that button. So this is really where the power of the Powermic comes into play. For example, this inner select button here. Let's say I wanted to make this the correct that command. So when I press that button, it's going to correct whatever word or phrase I'm looking for. It's as easy as going down here to user commands, clicking specify, and then typing in the command you're looking for. So I could literally just type in the words correct that, click OK. And because that's a command out of the box that Dragon understands, when you say correct that by voice, it's going to correct a word or a phrase. So all I have to do is type that in here under user commands, and that will now assign that command to that button. Another example, let's say I wanted this custom write button to be a new paragraph. Again, you would go down here to user commands, you would go to specify, and you would type in new paragraph there. Click OK. Now that will give me a new paragraph. So it's very easy to go in there and program those buttons. You just have to know what command you want to set it to first, then you can easily go and type it in there. Now another option, real quickly, I want to show you one more way that you can set up those custom buttons there. I'm going to go ahead and click OK here. I'm going to open up a quick little Dragon pad here just to do a little demo for you. Now let's say you have a macro that you do want to set up as a command or a button. An easy way to set it there is to say the macro first. So just use it one time, and I'll show you what I mean here. I'm going to go ahead and dictate a macro that comes with Dragon. Dragon full exam. All right, there we go. So that dropped in a full exam that came, built into Dragon out of the box. But any macro you have, normal knee exam, neurological exam, anything that you've created in Dragon, once you use that macro one time anywhere, just like I've done here, I'm going to show you here. We can go back to Tools and Options, and we can go to the Powermic tab. Let's say that I wanted this custom left button to be that Dragon full exam. So the trick is, if we go down here to user commands, now that I've set it one time, Dragon full exam, you see it's listed here, Dragon full exam. So all I have to do is click on it, and now that will give me the Dragon full exam. Let me go ahead and click OK, and we'll try it out here. I'm just going to go ahead and press the button, and then there pops in my command. So very quickly, you don't have to give a voice command. You can now assign it to a button, and it's going to drop in your macro there. So it's very easy to go in there and program the Powermic. Again, it's just all under Tools and then Options and the Powermic 2 tab. Just get in here, play around. You can always restore it to the defaults down here, so you're not going to harm anything if you want to go ahead and try to configure some of the buttons. And again, you have the default options, but the real power is down here under the user commands, where you could specify your own macros or commands that you like that are your favorites, such as scratch that or new line. All right, so that is what I wanted to show you guys here, just a quick overview of the Powermic, how it works, how to program it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to Rex here. Give me just 1 second. All right, Rex, here we go.
All right. Thank you, Josh. I appreciate you showing us how to make use of the Powermic. It really is the most popular tool for use. What I wanted to introduce you to today is another way of using Dragon, and that will be by means of a digital voice recorder, the Olympus DS-7000, and this software that you're seeing right now, which is the Olympus Dictation Management System, or ODMS for short. The use of a digital recorder with Dragon is not necessary. It's definitely not the most popular thing if you're using an electronic medical records program, because it can be a bit challenging to be away from your computer dictating and giving commands that would take you from one field to the next. It doesn't necessarily always work, and if you're counting on it having worked, telling it to press tab, which would take you to the next field, and then dictating what belongs in the next field. If it hasn't worked, you're going to end up with data where you don't want it. And so most people prefer dictating into an EMR where they can see the screen. Where a digital voice recorder comes in best, and I guess I should introduce you to the recorder itself. The Olympus DS-7000 recorder has a comfortable slide switch use for excellent control with one hand. It's very comfortable in the hand, very natural usage of the slide switch with your thumb. The microphone, which you can see right here, is optimized for speech recognition. It's designed to focus in and eliminate extraneous noise from the sides. But although you can set it to a conference mode, that's not recommended for speech recognition. You want it focused in on your voice. But it's also been designed in such a way that it's isolated from the rest of the body, even though it's connected. And that way, as you're moving your hands on the recorder, controlling the buttons, maybe shifting your position a little bit, it doesn't transfer that sound through to what you're recording. Both the device and the folders on your PC can be password protected for HIPAA compliance. The DS-7000 has a lithium-ion battery that I put here lasts all day. Really, for most people who dictate an average amount, it could last several days. It really is a good long life on the battery. Although if you just make the habit of dropping it in its charger overnight, when you're done with it, you'll have a fresh charge each morning, and so you don't even have to worry about battery capacity. The customizable LCD screen gives you the information you want. You can see up at the top here, it's showing the name of the current file that's being created by whatever recording you are doing at the time, the length of the current recording, the volume, and all that can be changed around. I'm going to show you a different picture in just a minute of the recorder that will have a little bit of different information on it. But you can customize that using the ODMS software so that the display provides you with the information that you need. The buttons on the front, these are 3 function buttons that can be programmed, and the function of each button can be different depending on what is happening at the moment, whether you're in record mode or playback mode or stop mode. They can be programmed to have different functions. This is the menu button and some other volume up and down, fast forward, rewind functions and things like that. A separate erase button. This is flush with the body of the recorder so you don't accidentally hit erase. Kind of need to use your thumbnail and just put it in a little bit, and that works to delete individual files. But who's going to want to use the digital voice recorder? It really comes in handy for dictating letters and other single block items. I alluded to that before, we didn't really get into it. When what you're dictating is a single block of text, that's when a digital voice recorder can come in handy if you're not going to be near the computer. Some people do choose to make the recording and have it transcribed by Dragon into a text document. Somebody else copy and paste the pieces into the various fields of their EMR. That can be done, obviously, but the best function for it is if you're dictating, let's say, letters to a referring physician or something like that. It's best for use when a PC is not available. You can do live dictation when the recorder is docked in its docking cradle, but at that point you're kind of defeating the purpose of having a recorder. You can use a live microphone at that point. You can dock it with your laptop while you're traveling. Let's say you're in another town, but you want to be able to dictate and have those recordings go back to your office. The Olympus dictation management software can handle downloading the files from the recorder and then sending them as email attachments to whatever email address you have predefined, so they can receive them back at the office, send them through Dragon, and print up your letters while you are still out of town. I mentioned already the advantages of this particular microphone, the way it's designed to be isolated from the body. The ODMS software we're going to be seeing in a minute integrates with Dragon. You're not going to see Dragon in the demonstration I'm going to do. Dragon needs to be closed at the time that the ODMS software is using it. It accesses the Dragon engine and your voice profile invisibly in the background. But there are, as I mentioned, many programmable features to the recorder that are and you can program them from within the software and then apply it when it is docked, or you can program it using the buttons that we mentioned here. Now, I mentioned that the screen would have a little bit of different features on it when I showed the different picture. The way I've configured mine, you can see the slide switch positions up here on the screen. Right now it's in stop, or when the picture was taken, it was in stop, but you've got your record, fast forward, rewind, all the different slide switch positions can be projected up there to remind you of where you want to put the slide switch, and whatever one is active at the moment is slightly larger than the others so that you can see what it is currently on. If you notice, I have this odd word here. That's my what do we call it? Nom de plume. My character for when doing demos and things. It's a physician by the name of Make Him All Better, and he's the author ID. So you're sharing the device with multiple people. You can choose who is dictating at the time. Dr. Allbetter is the one who's dictating at the moment, and all recordings will incorporate the first few letters of his name in the name of the file, so that you can see whose work is being processed at the moment, or if Dr. Allbetter needs to be processed ahead of other people, you can prioritize him, or which can also be set as metadata in the recordings. So you can set one person's recordings as a higher priority than somebody else's. You can create categories of recordings so that you can have letters and memos and all kinds of different categories, so that whoever's going to be processing them at the other end, or if Dragon is processing them, you can specify how this particular type of recording should be processed. So you ask, how does it work? Thank you for that excellent question. And that brings us to the point where I wanted to do a brief demo of the use of this recorder. So right now I'm going to dictate a short letter to a physician that I'm referring my patient to. And then I'm going to dock the recorder, and we're going to see just what this Olympus dictation management software will do. Dear Dr. Jones, comma, thank you for agreeing to see my 32-year-old female patient, comma, Betty Jones, comma, whose past medical history is significant for hypoglycemia, comma, diabetes, mellitus, comma, hyperlipidemia, comma, myocardial infarction times 3, comma, diverticulosis, and almost any other malady you can imagine, period. New paragraph. She needs to see you for a follow-up visit on her rheumatoid arthritis, period. The joints of the right wrist today were swollen and warm, and she reports tenderness with movement and a dull ache all the time, period. There is no evidence that the arthritis has spread, but I wanted to get your input on her case, period. New paragraph. I recommended to her that she also return to visit me on March 29th, 2015 for follow-up on her lymphadenopathy, period. New paragraph, sincerely, comma, new paragraph, Dr. Maychem Allbetter. Okay, so I have dictated my letter, and I'm now docking the recorder to the cradle. Now, in a few moments, you're going to see the device connect to the software down here. So we're seeing a view of the hard drive of the computer here and the recorder down here. It has automatically transferred the data from the recorder already. There's my recording showing up in the list of recordings that I've made. The bold indicates that it has not yet been processed. And it's sitting down here in what's called the voice recognition waiting list. It's waiting for me to okay Dragon to process, or okay the software to process this recording through Dragon. I have this set to go ahead and come up right now. This is going to pop up and remind you not to try to use Dragon while ODM for anything else while ODMS is processing things. Once you're familiar with that, you can check this so that it won't bother waiting for you. It'll just go ahead and start processing. But right now, that gives you the chance to go ahead and close Dragon if you need to or whatever. So I tell it OK, and we're going to see some magic happen down here in just a few moments. The software, the Olympus software is connecting to Dragon, accessing the Dragon speech recognition engine and my voice profile, and now it's processing the recording. And in just a few moments, it's going to be done, and you'll see the recording appear from this screen, this bottom half of the screen. The reason being that it's no longer in the waiting list. The voice recognition carried out. That's what a series of icons over here for. You can click on the second one and see all of the ones that, all of the recordings that have been processed through speech recognition, including number 5, which is the one I just created for you. It says that it has been success. If there were a problem, it would say failure here, and would give you any details that it could give you. For instance, maybe it was a recording for someone else's voice profile, and so it didn't work right, or some other problem with the voice. Maybe it had a problem accessing the voice profile, whatever. It'll give you the information that it can give you about what caused the problem. But now that it's done, you see a little speech bubble over here telling us that voice recognition has been accomplished. Over to the right, and these columns are customizable, but over here to the right you see the current status is that voice recognition is finished. These two are pending correction. So it has a little like a typewriter over here to the right, over the left I mean, to indicate that it's waiting on you to correct the letter. Well, how do you correct your letter or your document? I'm just going to double click on it right now, and in a few moments, whoops, it appeared on the wrong monitor. There we go. A few moments, it opens up. Apparently I started talking a little too early when I said, "Dear Dr. Jones," the recorder wasn't actually recording yet, and it just heard the owns, and so it put in bones. But you can play back, if you want, the recording. Betty Jones, and it highlights the words as it plays back the recording so that you can spot any errors that happen and make your corrections. As you can see, I'm not a doctor and I don't play one on TV, so I didn't really expect this to sound like a real letter. I just wanted to throw in as many words as I could that some people might be afraid would trip up Dragon. But as you can see, the accuracy is very, very good. It obeyed my commands for new paragraphs and things like that. It didn't get my name correct. I find that interesting. But because I've already built that into the vocabulary, and but as you make corrections to the errors that Dragon makes in this document, as I've done now, I've made all the corrections I need to, and I mark it finished. And it's going to close down that window, bring this back up, and we now have adaptation data ready. This is now ready for adaptation. And what this does, this is a step that the ODMS software takes, where it actually, we can go to the third tab here and take this file and tell it to actually actively go in and teach Dragon from the corrections that were made so that things will be more accurate the next time. And so it goes through the process of teaching Dragon. This is the same as those of you who are familiar with the process that should be run about once a week, the Acoustic and Language Model Optimizer. This does the same job, but it does it on a case-by-case basis, one letter at a time or one document at a time, so that Dragon can immediately enjoy the benefits of whatever it has learned. So now the vocabulary adaptation has been done, and it's now doing the acoustic model optimization, and that'll just take a few moments, and then it's done. You're finished with that document, and I've actually told the Olympus Dictation Management System that once it's finished, it should create an actual Microsoft Word document out of this. And so you end up with a Word document. You can have it you can create templates to build text and things around the text that's going to be transcribed by Dragon. Maybe your company, your practice name and address at the top, and then the text should start, or things like that. And they have some new features. If you've ever used Olympus's software before, they have some new features in this version that allow you to set up some fields within your text that you can then fill in with patient-specific data. So that's a quick overview of the Olympus Dictation Management System and the DS-7000 recorder. Here's that document I was talking about, and if we double-click on it, I believe that. All right, I'm having a little bit of a technical thing here, but we do have a Microsoft Word document created from it, and I'm just having a little trouble opening it at the moment. But it does create the Microsoft Word document when you tell it that you're finished with all the corrections and everything, if that's what you have set it to do. I may have a little bit of a settings issue here that I didn't iron out ahead of time. But that's what I wanted to show you about the DS-7000 today. It can be a handy tool for use with Dragon, especially if you're going to be traveling and will not have access to a computer while you need to do your dictating. And you can come back to it later and have it processed by Dragon. So from there, we would like to throw it open for any questions that you may have. You can type your questions into the question field in the little control panel that should have appeared on the right side of your screen when you logged in. There's also a chat window that you can type things in. So if you have any questions, please feel free to ask them at this time. And we probably should unmute the other presenters so that if you direct it to a particular person, they'll be able to answer you. Okay.
Thank you, Rex, so much for that demonstration of the Olympus, and to Josh for demoing the Powermic. It's just an example of the excellent knowledge and expertise that we have in our company here at CME and First Dragon, and also an example of the excellent peripheral devices that you can use to make Dragon work even better for you. So if there are any questions, we'd be happy to answer them for you. Although our presenters were very detailed, I believe probably covered everything. So it looks like we do not have any questions, but we just want to thank you very much for joining us today. And please take a look at our January specials, and we will be hosting webinars every other month, and hopefully you will join us again. Thank you very much.